Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of The Weekly. This is your spot every Thursday to check out the latest trends and innovations we're seeing in the marketplace. So the holidays are here. I don't know about you, but we started the day after Thanksgiving. We put our tree up, we decorated. I think we over-decorated. We're like, look, if we're going to be here 24 hours a day, let's have fun over the next month and have it as festive as possible. But I also find there's some toys that just don't go mainstream. I'm going to show you an example. These are Christmas trolls. I love them. They have never seen the main part of the house. They get stuck in my office. You'll see them in the background on a couple other segments, but here they are. So I'm sure we all have these things that we love, but maybe just us. So we have 21 days left in 2020. It will be New Year's Eve in exactly 3 weeks. And I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure with us heading in the right direction and 2020 being 2020, it's going to be a heck of a New Year's Eve. And we are ready to turn that page to January 1st. So let's get into today's show. Our sponsor today is Nimble Thinkers. Who is Nimble Thinkers? They're a full-service marketing agency led by experts across the building industry. But they have a little twist to it that's super cool because I've heard Nimble so much in 2020, and I think these guys really started it. They customize the approach to you and put the exact right team together to deliver you the flexibility and the results that you need. So check out Nimble Thinkers. It's really a different type of agency. So in our first segment today, as the world continues to change, we'll talk about an apprentice program. It's from Stantec. And they weren't just going to let a year pass. They love internships. So they had 23 different interns in 13 different cities across the US and Canada. Listen to this.
We decided that, as a company, it's always important that we want to invest in our future designers and engineers. And so we decided to kind of find the silver lining in what this year has brought us. And so we all had intern programs at our different offices throughout the company, but we decided again to take advantage of the situation and make a virtual North American internship program. So we figured, why not? If we're working remote, our interns can too. So let's bring them into the team. And so we made it happen. It was 23 interns across 13 cities between the US and Canada, represented 4 different disciplines. And so
what were the disciplines? Architecture,
interior design, mechanical engineering, and structural engineering.
Fantastic.
So,
yeah.
Great multidisciplinary mix, which is one of our goals with the program. Was to make sure they get exposed to not only, these other disciplines, but working with them hand in hand like we do on a normal basis.
In our next segment today, we look at medical office buildings. Obviously, the hospital is the epicenter of what's going on with COVID. And there's a dual challenge of how do you keep the staff safe and how do you keep the patient safe? And just as important, how do you build the confidence of that patient when he's coming to visit that everything's okay? And it sounds like there was a lot of room for improvement.
And I think the challenge is that traditionally medical office buildings have had, and rightfully so, to support clean workflows, a single point of entry and exit in and out of their buildings. And as you can imagine, that it has inherent challenges relative to COVID. So we're looking at not only screening pavilions on the exterior of the building, but let's say you have an existing medical office building that is a single story and not a multi-tenant, and you have quite a bit of flexibility. We're looking at creating in and out flows within that building. We had the opportunity actually to redesign on the fly one medical office building that had just started construction when the pandemic hit. And what we did there is we created a drive-through canopy that bolts onto a community room that was near the front door. And that way we can have testing near the front door. If a patient tests positive, we have the ability to get them directly inside into a confined zone, sort of a negative air zone, so that they're not going in the rest of the building with non-positive patients. And it really gives the client some flexibility, especially with so many unknowns right now in terms of how this is going to play out in the future. Will there be an even, bigger pandemic down the road that they need to plan for? And with those questions, I think we're really designing a lot around flexibility, and that's one way that we're providing it.
So that ends our segments for this week. As always, we greatly appreciate you joining us. We'll have one more show next week, then we'll take a couple weeks off, and we'll get ready for 2021. If you'd like to check out any of our shows on demand, they're here on Horizon TV and on YouTube. And if you have any ideas for our 2021 shows, please email me. Here's my email address. I would love to hear from you. Special shout out to Nimble Thinkers, the agency that we highlighted in the beginning. Check them out. They're doing some different stuff. Please, please be safe this week. Wear your mask. The goal is that we all are as healthy as possible so we can get to the vaccine. We're getting closer, so let's stay diligent on it. Thank you very much again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next Thursday. See you.